I will climb up the wall and find a good place to sit.
Yeah, I don't think you can
And they
climb up the
will not.
wall, but maybe you can climb up a tree nearby.
A spider.
Yeah. Johnny, is there not Johnny, sorry, Dupe. Is there can I see from here a good spot to sit with cover? And a good sniping spot on the walls of the fort.
I mean, no, you cannot see from here, but Janice can inform you that if you were to climb up to one of the palisades, you would be very much visible to everybody.
Okay.
And also not very out of reach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I will stand outside the at the entrance with Mort and Lass and Todd.
Okay. So, Feared and Donnie, we're gonna walk up and we're gonna be like, "Take me till your leader," or are we just gonna question the gate guards, or?
I don't think you should walk inside if you can avoid it. Like inside where we don't know what's happening.
Okay, so we'll stay outside, and what are we gonna ask them? Just like, what are you doing? Or like, hey, we're adventuring companies. We were wandering around the wilderness as adventurers are wont to do, and we stumbled across your little base here.
I say we, opposed to the good old "take me to your leader," it's I need to speak to your leader. We're trying to get the leader to come down to us. That's what I say. And then we lead in with all the adventuring crew, whatever. But
I mean, we can try that.
I like to talk to people that know what they're talking about. And if you're a door boy, I'm going to assume you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, this is as a military camp. If we're like, yeah, can we talk to your leader? That sounds like you're just lining up
Can
an
we bring your leader out
assassination.
into the open so that we can speak to him with clear line of sight here?
Yeah.
He's not well defended.
Just like take one step closer to us, please. Just like right there.
What do you mean? There's a red dot on the floor? No, there's not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if the minimum roll I could get for an intimidation or persuasion check was a 20, I'd probably be thinking of phrases like that to get him out to talk to. But I'm just more of a we. Yeah.
Okay, let's go up to the gate
try.
and wing it then. Yeah.
So.
Fuck it.
All right. I'll just move you, Tillman, as well back to the map that everyone else is seeing. So yeah. So.
Are you meant to see it right now or no? Or not yet?
No, you're seeing what you're seeing. I moved Tillman back to what you see. So Tillman was seeing the like layout of the place. So who's going where?
Johnny, myself, and Janice, we're walking straight up to the front gate.
All right, and everybody else is staying back where you are.
No, we're gonna approach stealthily to the front gate and stay out of sight. Be like
behind a tree line or something like that.
If we from the front gate, like if this is the inside, if we were like standing like here, like not in the doorway but like to the side, so that
I mean, you can't get there without being seen. The guards are outside the gates, and also it's like open. The area out around the gate.
Okay,
you
then
would
I
not
guess
be
we
able to
back.
Get there.
I guess we stay back. Maybe can we get any closer without them seeing us?
Not without going in stealth and sneaking in. You could go to like the tree line where the trees end and where the like fortress and hill begins. But you would have to roll some stealth to remain unseen.
What do you think, Mort? Do you think it's worth it to try and get to the tree line?
No.
Okay, well, we stay here. Shout if you need us, guys.
If I move, everybody in a 3-mile radius is gonna get to know. So, as little movement as possible is good.
Yeah.
Approximately how many rounds of combat would it take us to sprint to where they are?
I mean, it would be several. 5.
5? Oh god.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I mean, I think you guys are capable.
Depends on where they are and when they start fighting.
Maybe don't go.
I mean, assuming we stop right when we get to this clearing, we have this small conversation. Is there necessary? We're not trying to be sneaky, so we can have Mort and his code of Technicolor Dreams come with us. Like, we're not trying to sneak our way in anymore.
Yeah, I was just
is there a downside to us all coming besides losing coverage?
No, the only thing I was thinking was they might be more keen on fighting because they are intimidated by a larger group of people. Is my only.
Yeah, but if we were an adventuring group, would they really think there's only 3 of us?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Let's just.
We were at one point only 3 of us.
Yeah, you're right.
It's one of those. It's a double-sided blade of things. There's 2 prongs. I don't know, but either 3 of us show up and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure you got no buddies way into the forest," and then they take the opportunity to only have 3 of us ride around them to take us in, leaving the rest of you guys outside. Or we all show up and they're like, "Oh, they're gonna fight." There's no either one is a valid possibility.
I think we should all
just all go.
I agree.
Yeah.
Todd,
sure.
Come here, bud. Grab Todd by the hand.
I'm just gonna tell Anlos that she doesn't have to come if she doesn't want to.
Whoa.
We're not spoiling for a fight, and if we do get into a confrontation, the goal will be to escape rather than to defeat them to the last man.
Quick question, Anlos.
Anlos says, I can come with you. It sounds like you might need my help anyway.
How pro Empire are you, Anlos? Just on like on a 1 to 10.
She hasn't just lived there her whole life or anything.
Yeah, Anlos says, what do you mean?
I don't know.
Well, these might be anti-imperial insurgents or something like that.
Are you able to hide that fact so that we can safely escape if needed?
Hide what fact?
That's you're happily
the
Empire?
What I think we're asking is, like, if you saw someone who was against the Empire, would you immediately be like compelled to pick up or to like cast a fireball on them on like national pride principles, or?
Alice says, there's always the option of talking. I mean, I don't know what it is with you and your
blind faith in their nation.
your obsession with fighting everything and making everything about fighting things.
I mean, this is an adventuring party. We are professional fighters. That's like what we do. But regardless, let's just go. We'll see how this goes.
Those are other people, just like you and me.
There's nobody like me. I'm unique.
All right, let's go.
All right. You approach the fort as a brave group of adventurers, and I'm gonna say yes. Tillman, Janice now has a point of inspiration, thanks to your you feel inspired by your knowledge of what's going on here.
Is this the first time you've given us inspiration?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Wait.
No. Why can't I remember?
I got 1 for sticking to my morals.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
like 2 in roughly 15 sessions.
Woohoo!
More than 15 sessions.
Yeah,
But anyway.
But you approach the gates, and the guards there immediately like go into like defensive
No,
positions, and they just immediately yell out back and say somebody's approaching, and then yell at you and say, who are you? Identify yourselves right now.
We're a chartered adventuring party.
We're kind of just wandering around, and we found this fortification.
They yell back and say, how did you find us?
We
I mean,
were
there was a pretty big smoke pillar.
I mean, there was the smoke, and your fires are visible for a lot of miles at night.
There's like two guards questioning you, and the other one yells out and says, what master do you serve?
Well, we're with the adventuring.
What am I
guild,
meant to say? Jesus?
We're with the adventuring
Actually,
guild.
have you heard about our Lord and Savior Jurgo?
The adventuring guild. Have you heard of the adventuring guild?
They yell out, yes, of course we know the adventuring guild, but how can we trust you?
We can show you the seal. I mean,
Well,
who are
what
you?
I mean-
Why should we trust you? We're just
Very
going
official.
exploring.
Are
Why
you
are
I
you
doing
very, very,
anything-
very slowly reach into my bag to pull out the charter.
What? Well, why are you doing anything that would violate the charter
Geneva
of the
Convention.
adventuring company?
They're not
They say,
an adventuring party.
yeah, they say, what are you talking about? This is a private camp.
Well, for example, if you were holding prisoners hostage that are members of the adventuring guild, that would be something we would want to know. But regardless, I mean, I feel you're being a bit defensive here.
So as they are shouting back and forth, a small group of soldiers comes out of the gate, and there's somebody who seems to be a little bit more in like a leadership position, who comes up to you, like doesn't like approach right to you, but like comes a little bit closer and says, who are you?
We're a chartered adventuring company. We are out looking about and whatnot, and we saw smoke. We were curious what's over here, and we decided to have a look. In general, our current objective is to find someone who knows a lot about Dragonborn physiology, as there's something wrong with me. Do you know anyone who might know anything about Dragonborn?
They say, we have some Dragonborn here in the camp, but that doesn't matter. You have no business with us here. You should leave right now.
Who are you?
That doesn't concern you.
Hey, buddy.
That's not very friendly.
Yeah, we gave you our names. We expect you to return the favor.
A chartered adventuring company is not our name.
A middle name charter, last name adventuring. Well, is this like, I don't know, your private property, or are you some sort of military detachment or something?
They say again, that is none of your concern.
You know what, guys? I think we're being just a little bit entitled here, sir. We really, really need some help, and no one in or around Redonia wants to help us, and we really just want some information. We're looking for someone who, like Fred said, would know something about Dragonborn physiology. So we're thinking maybe, I don't know, one of the old mystics, shamans, priests, whatever their titles were, of the old religion, who knows a lot about dragons, because it's a magical thing, and we're really at a loss. Please, any information you have would just be wonderful.
The leader is about to just like go and just seems to be about to say again, like, it's none of your business, like, get out of here. But one of the other soldiers, a dwarf, kind of interrupts them. The leader doesn't seem to be too happy about being interrupted suddenly, but the dwarf just says, couldn't we just let them in for a bit? And the leader says, your plight is understandable, but this is no place for random civilians to come in and hang about.
We're not looking for trouble. We're
Civilians?
just looking for help.
Correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but aren't you guys just out here doing your own thing? Pretend, from what I can gather from what I'm seeing, in opposition to the Empire by chance. Right? Am I wrong or am I right? Like, let's just be real about it.
The leader says, it's none of your concern why we are here.
It might be a little bit of your concern why I'm here, though, because I don't know if you know this, but maybe your little dwarf friend can inform you that this entire kind of insurgence against the Empire might have had some origins back in Stoneholm. Little buddy, maybe you can give me a hand on this one? I look down at our little dwarf.
The dwarf seems a little confused and just says, I don't know what they're talking about. But Anlos whispers to the group and says, these are definitely the deserters. You could, Anlos says just, these are definitely the deserters.
Well, guys, I mean, I don't know if this is getting us anywhere.
I don't know if they're gonna let us go.
Is there? Well,
I'm trying to.
what about just like two of us go in, or Fred, you can cast Zone of Truth, right?
Not anymore.
No? Okay, never mind.
Well, maybe do you guys need to perchance hire some adventurers? Any local wolves giving you trouble or something like that?
Yeah, is there anything we can do to like make facilitate this conversation?
The leader says, our troubles are no concern of yours. You need to just leave.
Okay,
And Anlos whispers to you, saying, they've got some trouble. You should ask about that.
Oh, right. We have some information that might be of use to you.
The leader says, what kind of information?
What?
A warning.
A warning about what?
See, if I say it, then I have no more leverage.
The leader says, well, what do you want for this information then?
Do you actually have someone or information that would help us with what we've described?
The leader says, I don't know. I don't think so. No. And Anlos whispers to you. They do.
Do.
That dwarf knows
Okay,
something.
Hank. Atlas, do you have some? Is that what's happening right now?
Anlos says,
And Loss is like, yeah, I mean, I did my master's on Dragonborn's physiology.
no.
You just never asked, so you know.
Anlos shakes her head at the zone of truth now. She says, no, dude, just a hunch.
Okay.
I'm good at reading people.
How about we just tell them in good faith? I mean, it's no skin off our back.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
Well, okay, so go ahead, Donnie.
Well, I think a sharing of information is best done over a nice meal and a little bit of wine. So, how about this? You invite us in, we have a little bit of a conversation, see how we can help each other, and then if that conversation goes extremely swimmingly, perhaps we have a place to stay tonight. If you don't like what we have to say, we will go take a nap in the woods, and it'll be no skin off our back. But there's definitely some information I think that we could have that'll benefit you. And who knows, maybe you didn't even realize that potentially you have answers that we might be looking for as well. Capiche?
The leader looks at you for a moment and just kind of thinks a little bit and says, "Fine, you can enter in and we can talk a little bit more, but know that you are being watched, and we have a lot of people here ready to handle you if there's anything."
Little old me and my walking stick. What could we possibly?
All right.
Perfect.
So yeah, the leader gestures for you to just come on in.
Excellent.
We go in.
Waltz on in.
All right. So they you enter this big courtyard that is, as Janice described to you, is like the first of like three areas, and there is a campfire where some soldiers were sitting earlier, and the leader of these soldiers tells you to sit down there and wait, and also commands a few of the soldiers to stand guard around you.
Can I look around? Do I see like a discarded grappling hook lying around somewhere?
No.
Fuck.
I mean, Janice, do you think that they already know that one of us was the spy they heard earlier? Do you think you could just ask for it back?
I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe if we become good friends.
Okay. I'll make you a new grappling hook if you want.
So yeah, the leader of these soldiers who were questioning you just leaves. They go further into the camp, and nobody's talking to you. You're just sitting at the fire. Everybody's just kind of staring at you.
How long were we talking to that leader for? Like roughly a minute?
I love how you lead in every time with that.
You were talking to them for extended period, but they did leave, so you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah. Okay. Next time I see
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
You can like size up a random guard that's like standing around.
But I mean, I can't.
And then like by like the tier. Like,
Can I-
you could just assume
so,
that the
so I would like to know how many people are in the room with me, and after approximately 1 minute, I would like to know very specific information about all. No, it's fine. Either it's fine.
You just start like doing like cold reading magic, like, does your mother's name begin with the letter M?
And slowly but surely, I will learn if everyone's AC is higher or lower than mine. It will be a grand.
Your mother's
yeah,
name begins with an M, no, an N, a B, yes, a B. 25 AC.
But yeah, you're just sitting there, I guess in awkward silence as nobody's saying anything
I'll
to you.
talk to a guard then. So, the weather, yeah. How's that been?
They don't
come here often.
they don't reply to you. They do like look at you and like they are hearing what you're saying and everything, but they're just like not
Just being
not
rude.
gonna say
okay.
anything.
Are most of the guards here like all holding the same kind of weapons, just like swords, whatnot? Gardeners, or-
There's several different kinds. There's people with swords, people with different kinds of polearms, people with bows, all kinds of. They aren't. They don't seem to be like standardly equipped.
Is there anyone who we've
But they
seen so
also
far-
they do have like professional weapons, not
Yeah.
not pitchforks or anything
Sure.
like that.
Have we seen anyone who's specifically not got any weapons on them?
No.
Have we
No.
seen any of these people before anywhere?
You don't think you recognized any of them?
Does anyone look magical?
Uh,
How do you look magical?
You hold a focus
I
and
think-
a
Just
spell
I
book.
think-
You're just holding
There's like
more.
There's a big ass like a spell book hanging on your belt. You have a pointy hat.
Yeah,
You're
I
just
mean, I
holding
think
a
that's
massive
what,
staff with an orb in it.
I think that's what HJ was getting at, was like, if they don't have any weapons on them, then yeah, they probably have other means of defending themselves, such as magic. But yeah, I mean, if they had a sigil of a god, then that would be pretty obvious. And the wizards need
Spell books
a spell book
Sure.
and a focus.
and a focus. I thought the book was their focus.
I thought it could
Nope.
be. I don't know. These things.
Oh,
Can be with magical items, but not.
Also,
Either
I would again remind you not to project player character mechanics onto NPCs.
That is
Okay.
oh right.
Yeah. That is because that's the
But-
thing to remember in 5th edition D&D. You're not playing by the same rules as NPCs are.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we as characters would be able to recognize spellcasters.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, possibly if there is somebody who's like, I am a wizard with a pointy hat kind of thing, but somebody with spellcasting abilities doesn't necessarily obviously look like a
I can
spellcaster.
cast
Like
spells, but I don't have a book.
yeah, and like Mort looks ridiculous, of course, but but a cleric wouldn't necessarily like a cleric PC character either wouldn't necessarily be obvious as a spellcaster. So yeah, what I'm saying is you don't see anyone who is like obviously a Gandalf, but you're also that doesn't mean that there are nobody who can cast any spells.
You
Present.
know, aside from my magical robot, I'm not sure oh, you know what? No, I do look like I have spellcasting because there's that stone that I have at all times that's circling my head. I was gonna say I just look like a regular blacksmith, except there's that magic stone.
I'm a
Yeah.
regular blacksmith. Apart from that one tiny detail.
Just have like orbiting magic items surrounding.
This is
you.
my hearing aid.
All right. Anyways, you wait for a while there. Actually, like I don't know, like 10 minutes of just sitting there, nothing nothing happening, nobody saying anything. But eventually, the same person you were talking to comes back, and they come back to you and start talking to you and say, "All right, so what is this information you brought us? Let's start with that."
Well, should I present it or?
Yeah, I was thinking the people that we were told were coming to attack them, and then also to maybe like give it an extra little punch, we should tell them about the people in the cave.
Yeah, so we were recently in Redonia as part of our adventuring business, and while we were there, we were talking to the vice governor, asking for employment, as we adventurers are wont to do. And one of the things that was mentioned to us is that the city of Redonia had deployed a task force to the north to take care of some problem that the city was facing. Now, I don't know if this is you specifically,
They
but
specifically said deserters, didn't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Presuming
you haven't
that's you
told us
guys.
if you're. I mean, of course, we don't
No
know.
judgment.
You haven't told us. I mean, we're a neutral party. We aren't aligned with any nation's interests. So it isn't neither here nor there if you are a part of their army to us or not. But yeah,
But basically, there's people coming to kill you.
or in prison.
Or yeah, let's go.
Yeah, the person seems to have like softened up a little bit. They are talking to you in a more relaxed manner, and they say we don't consider ourselves deserters. We think that this war the emperor has started is unjust and ridiculous. The emperor's bloodthirst is just too much, and we're not going to follow it anymore.
That's a completely understandable sentiment, but
Why has he started the war? I mean,
yeah.
we're completely unaware of it. We've spent some time in the west, so we didn't.
We're
hear
from the
reason.
west. Yeah.
They say you know how it is. It's just expansion. The emperor is just too power hungry, just pure evil, just taking anything to grow more powerful, gain more resources. We try to fight against this this dominance of the nobility and royalty, and make it so our free people could just govern themselves instead of having orders barked at us from far in the east by some rich kid on a throne.
Have we heard the name of this emperor, perchance? What's this guy's name?
I don't think you've actually ever asked, as you rarely do.
Yeah.
It comes up when it comes up.
Yeah.
His name is the Rat King. Oh.
That'd be insane.
Ruled the country with an iron fist.
Yeah, the person just says, I guess they might have actually mentioned in passing conversation here, Emperor Guildfur.
Guildfur? Like Gildfur?
Guildfur?
That sounds like
like
Ewok name for some reason.
I mean, a fir is a type of tree, so makes sense.
But yeah, they say we also know about the Redonian gods trying to find us. We already know where their camp is. They've been trying to eye out our location for a while now.
Well, they haven't been able to find you yet?
Yeah, with respect, we were able to see this, the fires here from miles away. We were, what, 6 hours away in the hilly
Well, then
country.
clearly you have nothing to worry about because they are idiots. If
They
Clearly trying their
figure
best
out
to
where
fight
you
us.
are.
they say no, you misunderstand. Of course they know where we are. This is an old Redonian fortress that we have taken over. Of course they know where we are. They just have to figure out
Biding their time.
how to get at us because
Got it.
all the good soldiers are out fighting in this pointless war. So Redonia is weak. They don't have the ways to assault us, and they must be mustering all their force out here to try and take us on. They just don't have
Wait,
enough people.
all the remaining forces are in a camp nearby outside the city. For you.
Probably not in that camp. We've only seen a few of them in the camp, but they must be moving their forces out of the city and in here to attack us at any time. That is why we are keeping our eyes open on that camp.
They might not be actually. So, bit of good news. There is currently a elite force of hundreds of years old mystical warriors on their way to overthrow the empire and not overthrow the empire, but take back Redonia from the empire. They seemed pretty powerful, but we don't actually know, and we also don't know how big the Redonian force is right now, how much is off in the west. But anyways, they're probably not going to send out people to deal with you right now because they're probably dealing with those guys.
The soldier yells out, "Boris!" And one of the soldiers comes up to you, the dwarf that was talking earlier, and the soldier just asks this Boris, do you know anything about 100-year-old mythical warriors?
We found them in a cave. There was a black one, a red one, a blue one, a yellow one, a green one.
They were known as the Old One's High Command or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Boris says, High Command? No, that was... Oh, that's completely different. These dragon warriors were a powerful elite force of the old country. How did you find them?
Kind of just stumbled on them.
Is accidentally, if we're being completely honest.
It wasn't like how we found you guys.
Yeah.
Well, we were just walking around the hills, and then I found this massive stone slab, and
Very
we decided
conspicuous
to
rock.
roll it aside.
I'd say, and I just gave it a little slide aside, and it was grand. Yeah.
And then
pretty
inside,
good airflow in there. Wasn't too stuffy. But yeah, found some trinkets inside.
And then one of you touched a button or touched a pillar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boris says to the leader, if we could contact them, they could be a great boon for our cause. We could easily fight a force so much bigger than us.
Yeah, they didn't seem too great on following orders and working with others. Their goals kind of destroy the Empire and exact revenge.
I mean, if one of you were to say, I'm a new guy in charge of the high command, I feel like they would just
direct descendants.
You.
And do you have like a is the leadership like a bloodline thing? Maybe if you were direct descendants from the old high command, you could order them, because we tried talking to them, but they weren't very receptive to any sort of arguments or anything.
Boris says, I mean, I'm not that familiar with them either, but as far as I know, they are weapons to be used in war. So we could just, as long as you give them a target to attack, then that could work. We could ask them to join us in fighting the Empire.
Yeah.
Well, do you know about how these? You describe them as weapons. Do you know how they are used? Do they have like a control rune, or because we tried to stop them and reason with them, but they just determinately marched off and to do whatever they were doing. Do the histories?
Boris says, "No, as I said, I don't know that much about them."
Okay.
Yeah, well, they're probably they're probably at Redonia by now.
Perhaps the location of where we found them would be of interest to you, but I mean, there's also things we're looking for.
Oh yeah.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, we've given you all our
Nudge.
information. Wink, wink.
Boris is about to like start saying like, "Oh, yes, well," and but then the leader just says like, "Shush, you are dismissed," and Boris sort of dejectedly leaves.
Okay.
Wait, hold on a moment. What was he gonna say there? I mean, we're all very interested in history, and Boris clearly seems to know a thing or two about what's going on here.
The leader says, "Boris is just an old soldier from around here. You don't need to concern yourself with what he knows or not doesn't know. Now, what is it that you are going to be doing next then?"
Oh, that's a great question.
Well, our major goal is to find a cure for our dragonborn companion here. So perhaps we will head north and seek out healers, or maybe we will head deeper into the Empire looking for clues.
If we fail at finding an old religion expert here, and Fred doesn't want to try and contact any dragons, presuming they are not all dead, then our last choice is to go to the academy in Farnlawson.
As you mention Prince's illness, suddenly, almost like out of nowhere from higher up in the fortress, a big imposing new figure just comes like barreling down, walking towards you speedily and just they're like clad in heavy armor, much better looking than anybody else you've seen so far. And
is it the Power Ranger armor?
No, just normal armor.
Oh, it's a different guy. Yeah.
And they come up to you and ask. They just, with a very very like imposing voice and presence, they just come in and ask like, "What is this illness you're speaking of?
Oh, Fred?
Have you brought some disease to our camp?"
Oh.
A question
No.
first. What species is this person?
They are Goliath.
Okay.
So they're big.
God. Oh no.
Oh well, basically, what we think happened, from what we've been told by someone who knows a thing or two, but didn't know enough, was that when I put my hand into a machine in the Underdark that seemed to be gnome technology, something got entered into my body, and that thing doesn't mix well with Dragonborn physiology, and was meant for known physiology. So now, I used to have a problem with being in the sunlight, and I feel like I was close to death's door. But I got temporarily helped by a wizard, and now I'm on borrowed time because there's this something inside me, and yeah. But it should be. It's not contagious. It's just something inside of me that I'd really rather not be inside of me. So-
The other soldier you were talking to before here, the leader of the people who came to you at the gate, has like fallen completely silent, and now the big Goliath speaks very angrily at you and just yells at you and says, just ask who is this wizard? Which wizard?
Just a wizard.
Just one of the wizards when we were near the guild in Southern.
The Goliath says, "Give me a name right now, or you will be hung."
What was the name of the guild wizard in Starvent? Did we ever meet with him? Why do I never write these down? Okay.
I think it was. Oh, what was it? Oh yeah, it was Walton Rich.
God damn. Would you do that?
The Goliath says still very angrily, just like, so you are the Empire spies then?
No.
Yeah.
We were a chartered adventuring company here, and I shove it in his face. We're a neutral party. We've helped the Empire.
As you shove the paper in their face, they just like very, very forcibly shove at you to just like push you back right away, and the guards around you clearly like take out their or prepare their weapons, and the Goliath just says, "Sit down."
I thought we
We're
were
already sitting.
Yeah, aren't we already?
Yeah, but I mean, if you are going up to them and like shoving a paper in their face, then
But
you
not
can't be
into
sitting.
his face, just like holding it out in front of him. So,
let's just say you stood up for that. It doesn't
Sure.
matter.
You would have had to stand up for it, yeah.
Oh, because he's so big.
Janice is still sitting, by the way.
Yeah, I am too. Okay.
You do understand what a chartered adventuring company is, right?
The Goliath says, I know about the morals of you adventurers. You just take whoever pays the most.
I mean, we were offered to be paid to go kill you guys, but we turned it down. So
Actually, we weren't. We were told that it was being handled and that we were specifically not meant to be involved. Yet here we are telling you about the plans to kill you. Morality.
And also, is taking the money always a bad choice? I mean, the adventuring company does make sure that the quests that are offered to guild members follow certain ethical guidelines, as is in the charter.
The Goliath just kind of seems to ignore what you're saying and just angrily starts asking, where are the rest of you? Who else are you with?
Can't you read the names on the thing? Do you not read common? Like, it says 5 names here, and we're 6 of us.
The Goliath looks at Fried very, very like angrily and just says, show some respect right now, or I will cut your head off.
I mean, you could do that, but I don't know who you are. Why would... Do you expect me to respect every random person, first of all? And second of all, even if you do, it's gonna, like, you could probably cut my head off. Let's be real. But I don't know if you could get out of it safely. Like, I feel like it's a lot of hassle just for someone who you haven't yourself been respectful to by not giving your name, showing you the same lack of respect. I think it's a bit hypocritical.
The Goliath says they say you Dragonborn will shut up right now, or else I will cut your head off, and all of your friends as well. Now start answering some questions. You there?
So
they point at Mort and says you there? Start talking. Who else are you with?
Have you heard of the word?
Jurgle is always with me.
you launch into your recruitment speech.
Yeah.
The Goliath says, I don't care about your religion. Tell me about your empire spies. Who are you working for? Are there more of you other than the camp to the west?
You mean adventurers? I mean, we have locations all over the continent.
The Goliath seems to really be losing their patience with you, and just screams at you and says, like, you know what I'm talking about. Tell us about the Empire soldiers right now.
Sir, is there a reason that meeting Walton Rich immediately makes you think that we are Empire spies?
Yeah.
The Goliath says,
because we met him once.
And we've also met
the Goliath says, if
in the west.
We've also met the king of the dwarves.
The Goliath says,
we've met all sorts of people.
Excuse me. The Goliath says, they say, of course, if you have been scheming with the highest ranking wizard in the whole empire and the court wizard, the left hand of the emperor, of course you are prime suspects at being spies for the emperor themselves.
Why would we mention that we had met him then if we were spies?
If we were spies, wouldn't we just not mention a wizard? Or lie about what wizard we met?
The Goliath says,
because I think if you think we're spies, then I mean the options are we're either very bad spies.
The Goliath says, I don't care about what you're saying. All you need to do is tell me where the rest of you are.
Well, do you
Can I speak to your boss? Sorry, that guy you told to bugger off before. Can we just speak to him? Because he seems understanding.
The Goliath says to Frida, I am in charge here.
Well, do you have any magical means of determining the truth?
They say, yes.
Well,
let us do that then.
It's not like torturing us, is it? That's not what we're talking. Just to be on the same page here, we're talking about like taking a potion, not punching us until we tell you what you want to hear.
I mean, I do know about torture, and I can tell you with confidence that it's not an effective means at extracting valuable information.
Yeah, you catch more flies with honey, but you catch more honeys being flies, something like that.
The Goliath just says to the soldier you were talking to earlier, says to him, go fetch someone to deal with the situation. And then they turn back to you and say, while we wait, you still have a chance to speak freely right now, or we'll
You
get the
don't-
truth out of you.
You're not believing us. God, you're just hearing what you want to. You're just as bad as the Empire. Overpowering people with force, not talking things through and being reasonable. I hope you see that.
The Goliath kicks at Frid. Let's see.
Out of interest, how many of them are around us?
So there's about like 10 soldiers around you in your like immediate vicinity.
Do they look
and then there's
comfortable with what's going on?
more. Yeah, I mean they don't seem too concerned at all.
Is Boris still in line of sight?
No, they left further away.
Okay.
And Fred, is Fred still like standing up and talking to him after giving his whole metric company charter speech?
Well, I got pushed back,
No,
so I assume I got pushed back onto the chair.
So are you like right next to me?
You don't have first of all you don't have chairs. You're sitting on the ground, but yeah, you're.
So are we technically prone if we're sitting crisscross applesauce?
I
don't know.
guess.
Is that an American thing to say that? Crisscross applesauce.
No, I think it is, but yes, I know what you mean. But also,
okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah, the Goliath kicks at Frid, and it does not hit your AC.
Fred the tank, watch out! He's so nimble.
So
out of interest, was it the new armor that I bought not too long ago that made a difference, or was it really?
Well, if you're sitting, then he's at advantage because you're. No, he's at advantage.
Yeah, but anyways, the Goliath still kicks you, but you're not taking any damage though. So their kick definitely like lands on you because you are a static target and they are not completely dumb. So no.
That's yet to be seen.
They kick at you, but the kick itself doesn't really do that much. But yeah, they kick at you and say just like one more word out of you and it's the end. We are not like the Emperor.
Can we roll for initiative after that?
We're
Are
down.
you gonna attack?
Sure.
him?
Why?
Please.
Oh, come on.
We'll give diplomacy.
Put it from my shoes. He's not listening to any diplomacy at all. He's being racist and refusing
And you're,
to
being
listen to
and you're
reason.
being a bit of a prick back to him. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Because he
surprised
isn't
either
being
way.
any.
But I mean, just
like
wait.
I
There
understand
were
why
people-
he's responding.
There are people actively trying to kill them. Why would he be completely trusting of strangers?
There's
doesn't
a
matter
difference
if-
between completely trusting and not letting you speak or listen to the truth.
Okay, it is dumb that he is
And
convinced
he's
of
the one
something in his
resorting
head.
to violence here. So remember
just
when
trying to get-
Donnie last week said this is your warning, and then he stepped in and acted upon that? I feel like it's kind of the same thing.
Well, the difference is
Yeah.
I'm not going to help you.
And you went into his house and were like, listen, man, I have a disease and the emperor is like, I just met with like the top bad guy on your kill list for the emperor. And now you're like confused as to why he's mad at you.
Yeah, but he's coming with a guy who can tell the truth, and we can tell a bunch of truth.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
What are we going to lie about?
Yeah.
He said he's coming with magical means to determine the truth. Although
That's why I recommend we use that zone of truth on me, not on you. That way I don't speak in the same way.
I think it should be on all of us, and then we can then we can know if Anlos is completely on the level.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We can do additional screening.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, you can roll your initiatives if you want. Or actually, I mean, if somebody's rolling initiative, everybody has to has to roll their initiative.
I went twice. 7.
And let's see.
It's interesting that that worked out that way. HJ got the
Oh yeah,
highest
I gotta give you
I also
written in the stars.
I have gotten a nat
Tons.
1 on initiative multiple times.
the.
Impressive.
Although technically this was my second roll, so not truly a nat 1, but it's still it's not good either way.
Yes.
Bottom of-
Yeah.
It's still the bottom of our list.
Sorry, I gotta put this in manually here. Oh, my internet went out.
Big thing is my plan was to types of haunting and then leave. Or do you expect me
Yeah,
to?
I see.
Do you think it's reasonable for a person to just accept getting kicked and insulted and not listen to and do nothing about it? Do you think that's a reasonable thing that any of our characters would do?
If
I mean,
you
were goading
want
him
to leave,
into it, but
if you want to leave, yeah, that's fine. My fear was that you were gonna punch him, but that's fine.
Glad to know the party's got my back.
hey, Janice is ready to throw down, but I mean,
All right, there we go. We have the initiative order. No. Oh, numerically. I was doing it alphabetically. I was like, why is it not working? Why is it not working? All right. And I'll bring you over to our battlefield. So you'll have to find yourselves on the map. It's down there in the kind of middle part. And yeah, I think I remembered everybody's tokens here. Everybody can find themselves. And yeah, so so I haven't set up all the random soldiers in the camp or anything. I just set up the ones that are immediately around you. So just so you know that if you start moving around, there might suddenly pop up some new people to fight. So these are not the only soldiers in the camp. But yeah.
HG, do you
Fred?
have calm emotions?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Fred gets to go first.
Well, position-wise, they're getting an attack of opportunity, even if I do use the haunting things, aren't they?
you can take
Don't
the
they have-
disengage action.
How does my thing work?
Oh, that's Anlos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You haven't seen the token yet, but yes.
Spooky.
Oh,
I was-
wait.
Before the glad came in, I was going to walk over to that polearm guy and chat him up, but he didn't do it. I'm sad.
You can still do that.
If nothing happens in his first turn, I suppose I can. It's also kind of awkward getting up and walking away in the middle. So I was literally gonna walk over and be like, "Hey, bud, so that's a nice stick you got. Like, how does this work? Here? Is it like a union? Like, what's going on?" And kind of just have that conversation with him. Are you looking for more people to join?
Oh, it does. I was like, why is it not showing Anlos's name? But it's because it's behind Mort.
Hidden baby.
Oh wait,
blinded by the
does frightened? Wait, one sec. I have to look up the frightened condition again. If it blocks them from attacking you, period, then then it shouldn't be a problem, like for taking an opportunity attack.
I thought it was that basically that they had to move away.
Imposes disadvantage on all attack rolls, and you can't move closer to it. So if you move away from them, their opportunity attack will be at disadvantage. And you should only take it from one of them if you move right.
Each time you exit someone's melee range.
Yeah.
So if you are surrounded by 3 people and you leave, I think you take 3 attacks of opportunity if they have reactions.
Oh wait, sorry, I missed this guy. So, oh wait, is that? Yeah. Yeah. So you would take attacks of opportunity from 2 different guys, but they'd both be at disadvantage. So.
I can pull him out. Worst case scenario.
The positioning of where my character is to where they are makes me not want to fight. So even though I tried diplomacy and as a diplomacy-based character, and that gave 0 results, I'm just going to shut up and do nothing.
You can still get away without dying.
I'm going to be quiet and let you guys handle it because there's nothing my character seems to be able to do. So I end my turn. Do nothing.
There's plenty of things your character can do.
Nothing that's applicable that won't end with my character dying.
Well, I mean, I still think we could take all these guys. But...
You can, if you use the pipes, then you can move away, and then 2 attacks on you will be at disadvantage. And even if they hit, there's no way they'll do enough to kill you in 1 hit. And then as you're moving away from everyone, none of them can move closer towards you.
That's if they fail the check, which with how many
you're
there are,
right.
probably will be some of them.
Some of them will, yeah.
But also, Dupe, just to be clear, Dupe, so that we have entered initiative, but essentially this is all immediately after Fred gets kicked in the chest for 0 damage. Like in terms of this conversation, like nothing. We haven't done anything. Like obviously we've been talking.
Nobody's attacking you.
Yeah, it's like nothing's actually happening.
No.
Okay.
You wanted to roll initiative, so
yeah.
So we do.
I am my turn. I'm not doing anything.
All right. Janice, do you do anything?
I would like to use insightful fighting on the Goliath. Can I do that without actually strictly being in combat?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to be in combat for it, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like basically Sherlocking out his weak points as I understand it.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that basically anytime you want, even if you're just like talking to somebody, you can just.
So he needs to
wink at them and.
Yeah. He needs to beat a 13 with a deception check. Ooh, that's a bad check.
Deception. Okay. And it's a good roll, so sorry.
He succeeds. All right. Then I will use nothing else. That concludes my turn.
All right. Then it's Glad's turn. They just turn away from Frid and just talk to you again, and just like they just say, show some respect. Anlos doesn't do anything. The soldiers around you don't do anything. Mort?
I'm just going to sort of uncross my legs and stretch them out.
Oops, sorry.
And,
Didn't mean to click that.
and my
Mervin starts.
But
Mervin
climbing up
starts
the nearest
climbing.
soldier.
Sorry, I get spooked easily.
Just skitters up the wall.
On one
They're
page
actually-
of my character sheet, clicking on the thing opens all the information, and
Yeah.
then the spell list, clicking on it casts it.
It's
So
super annoying.
I get confused. Yeah, sorry.
Can you theoretically use spider climb on like a person?
I mean, you have the description right there. Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch gains the ability to move up, down, and across vertical surfaces, which you call a person a surface.
I mean, if they're big enough and they've got
Yeah.
washboard abs, then you can-
I mean,
Yeah.
Donnie
yes,
Shell.
technically it does help you with that, but I mean, you can climb a person because they are not a vertical surface. You can climb them anyway.
Yeah.
But like you could put like
People
just
have
your
things
feet
to grab
against them.
onto.
But like
no, I
spider
mean like
climb,
vertically. Like if this is one person, then another person.
yeah,
would be
you like walk up them like that with just your
When
feet sticking to them. It's
so
like when Peter Parker walks up a building.
Yeah.
so you can do that, but that's not also that
Why
I just
would
want to
you
make
do
sure
that?
that that's I just want to make sure that you know that is not what what it means when it says vertical. It's describing your ability to walk on these things.
Oh yeah. I understand.
But you can do it hands free as well. But yeah. But yeah, Mervin, do anything?
No. I was
Todd?
maybe gonna offer him a gift of some sort, but he just kicked my friend. So, you know what? Actually, Todd's gonna move one square up here. So if he tries another thing, he can protect Fred. So.
All right. The
That's all.
soldiers do nothing. Donnie?
Yeah, so Donnie's gonna stand up, and then acting as if I'm holding Todd back, our furious little metal friend. Whoa there, bud. Whoa. I'm sure we can talk this out, and I'm gonna step forward as well. Like Goliath. And then I'll just, I guess, use my action to just tell the Goliath, like, what look, my apologies for my friend. What? Just ask me. What do you need? Let me know.
Can you size them up?
I was also gonna, use my time with my 1 minute of conversation time with them, total, roughly, that I've seen.
Once we exit initiative, of course, you'll get.
I mean, we've been talking for a while now.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, but okay, so Jake, please let me know when you want to always like start that.
I mean, like, the way I look at it is, if I'm having a conversation with somebody that I'm meeting for the first time in general, I'm always just sizing them up. Like that's how I kind of interpret this. I can send you a whisper if you want whenever you bring in a new character. That way I don't just like stop us from talking, but like, which is fine if you want.
But
It
yeah,
doesn't have a limit on how many times you can do this, so you
No,
could just
you can do it.
No,
Do
I could hypothetically ask for like, everyone in the room, but I obviously don't want to do that.
No, well, that wouldn't work. The way it's worded is you observe like one creature. Like that's the thing you're doing. For 1 minute you're observing another creature, so you can do it like once every minute.
Exactly. And
One creature.
Yeah.
I can scan a room technically if I wanted to whenever we're in a room.
Yeah, but if there's 15 people, it'll take 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, yeah, you do need to use it like before somebody leaves or before you end up in combat or whatever. So
I mean, okay. Yeah, I can
So-
avoid the information if you want, but I'll send you the whisper next time we start a conversation out of combat if you want.
yeah, but yeah, just reminding you. Same with a lot of other things. Just remember always that you will have to kind of do things when things are happening, not afterwards. Like you can't do insight checks on somebody's words after the fact. Stuff like that. You have to like let's insight check that right now. But anyways, so Donnie walks in and does nothing, and the soldiers do nothing, and Frid.
Do nothing. I don't care about initiative. If that's the thing that stops us doing initiative, I mean, because I didn't know where the people were, so now after seeing it, I don't want to do anything.
Yep. Oh, like I mentioned, they are all around you.
But there's a
But okay.
difference between where Mort's standing and where I'm standing, for example,
Oh yeah, Mort would be in a lot better position.
or where Janice is standing, for example. So,
Sitting.
as there's someone who's within 5 feet of me, who's not just the Goliath, that's different to where like the others are standing. So after seeing that there is someone who is on this square adjacent to me, who's not this Goliath who's come because of the actions, that's something separate.
Sure. Anyways, all right. Since nobody's done anything too dramatic, then we can drop the initiative. We'll keep it on in case somebody does something. So, oops. There we go. So yeah, the the Goliath just said, show some respect, and Donnie came in and was like, yeah, take it easy. Anybody else saying anything?
Oh,
Nope.
how long until your wizard comes out here? A little tense out here.
The Goliath says, kind of looks back and says, well, there they are.
Oh,
And
perfect.
and another soldier comes in, and they begin to cast a spell.
Do I recognize the spell?
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to do an Arcana check.
I don't know.
See?
I'm observing this curious man who has just entered this room. Though. As soon as he walked in, I began observing.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Let's see. Do that one. And then also they are accompanied by the soldier we were talking to earlier on. So yeah, this new soldier starts chanting a spell, and they drop in
Oh.
yeah, so they say, I mean, Janice, you recognize the spell as a zone of truth.
Mm-hmm.
And the spellcaster who cast it around you also says that you are now in a zone of truth.
Can you pull up the description for a zone of truth?
I'm gonna willingly
sure.
fail. I'm gonna willingly fail the saving throw.
Yeah. There's a saving throw involved, and they will know if you succeed or not. So yeah, you can, if you want, to roll a charisma saving throw to avoid the effect of the zone of truth. But they will know if you have succeeded or not, so they can tell if you are being zone of truthed or not. And so yeah, does anyone want to do a save?
Nope.
Nah, I got nothing
Miss
bad.
me with that.
Yeah. All right. So from this point on, your characters can only say truths. They can.
We can't. As I read it, we can't tell a deliberate lie.
No,
That's what it says.
I mean, no. You can't lie. You can only speak the truth. You can not. You can refuse to say something, but whatever you say has to be true.
But I can also. It says I can. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of truth, right?
Yeah. So you can choose not to answer a question, or you can say something else, but whatever you say has to be true.
Okay.
All right. So the Goliath says they seem to calm down a little bit here now that they've kicked Frid and also they've gained this definite advantage over you, and they start asking some questions.
Excuse me, Mr. Goliath. Should I start off? I believe I can answer some of these questions that you're going to ask very quickly.
The Goliath says, "In that case, no. You there," and they point at Mort.
My genius four-dimensional chess move not to get asked questions succeeded.
they ask Mort, did you meet with the wizard Waltrantich?
I'm just gonna say yes.
Then they say, did the wizard tell you to come here and look for us?
No. I'm just gonna say no. Because that's not directly, he did not say that, you know.
He suggested it. He did not direct us to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah. It is true. I, as a DM, know the truth, so I know if you are lying or not. Then the Goliath turns over to Mervyn and asks, have you had any dealings with any Empire officials?
We spoke with the vice governor of Redonia, as we mentioned before. Everything we told you about our conversation is true, and he did not order us to do anything else.
They follow up with a question. Did you come from the Empire camp to the west?
No.
Then they turn to Donnie and they ask, are you working for the Empire?
No.
Then they ask, what do you know? Tell me everything you know about the Empire's soldiers. Where are they?
Oh, everything I know. Well, okay, so
The classic.
well, I want to be truthful to you. Like, I know that they got some guys. So that south of Stoneholm. If I had a map, I could remember exact city states for you, but I slightly forget. We came south of Stoneholm, where there had been a big explosion by the Rock Pass. They had some soldiers camped out over there. They didn't seem that serious. Like, the soldiers were like, I don't even know why we out here. But the commanders seemed to be like really concerned about a war. We saw those guys there. Saw general people kind of rolling around in other cities. And we know that you mentioned that camp to the west. I've never seen the camp to the west. The Empire did tell me they were going to send people up here, though, for you, so I assume that that's them, but I couldn't really confirm it. And then I do believe I heard something about troops heading south. Maybe that's recalled incorrectly, but then again, if I'm able to say it to you, I guess it can't be incorrect. So, or maybe I don't know how the truth works because I believe it's true, but if it's not actually factually true, but like genuinely, I do believe that that's what I heard. So, ask your wizard or your warlock or whatever he is over druid guy, whatever he is over here. But that's what I got for you, big man. I'm gonna try and dap it up on him as we finish.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. As a note, yeah, what you're saying, you basically, if you are about to say something that is a deliberate lie, we'll just forget that because your character is like magically compelled not to say it, so you simply cannot say lies. So it's fine even if you accidentally say something that's a lie.
So my
character
never happened. Can't say deliberate lies.
Or, yeah.
Like, you can say lies if you don't know any better. Like if you honestly believe the sky were green, you could say.
Yeah, but that's not a lie. That's not a lie. So you cannot lie. That is the ultimate truth of it. You cannot lie, but you not knowing is not lying.
Yeah.
Same as like with anyone, if you ask them questions, they might give you an answer that is clearly wrong, but they might not be lying if they don't know.
I guess it was unclear whether forgetting was lying or not. If it's like finding, but that's whatever. I got you.
I mean, in this case, we are probably talking about like pretty perfect memory because the spell would stop you from saying a lie. So yeah. But anyways, it's still fine. I didn't mean that you were saying anything.
Yeah. So it's like Donnie believed everything he was saying that entire time.
Yeah. Anyways, the Goliath turns to Anlos and asks what mission do you have from the Adventurers Guild? And Anlos says, I'm not really comfortable talking about these things. Could you ask somebody else? And the Goliath turns to Frid and says, well, you tell me, what is your mission from the Adventurers Guild then?
That's what I do. He told me to not speak or he'll cut my head off. I'm not speaking.
The Goliath looks around and looks at Janice and says, one of you has to speak or else clearly your silence is an indication of treachery.
Well, I think my companion means to mean is that you told him that you'd cut off his head if he spoke again, and I believe he is still afraid of those consequences. But if you must know, we weren't assigned any quests from the guild in Sarvent. Or in Redonia, for that matter. Not that there's a guild headquarters there.
the Goliath continues questioning Janice and says, well, where do your allegiances lie then? Who do you serve?
Well, primarily myself.
You go into your family background, your like entire
Secondarily, I
background.
mean, you're asking some deep questions here. I mean, I guess my allegiance to the party is also important. My
As a second thing?
Yeah.
After.
I'm gonna give him a
nothing
If we're
personal
going in
towards any
order.
of you. Maybe, I don't know. I was told that my family was killed, but I'm not quite sure if I believe that, so I guess I'd maybe put an allegiance to the idea of my family in third place.
The Goliath stops you there and just says, I don't care about your family history. Who do you serve in this war within the
It's
Empire?
pretty interesting. Like, she's part of like a huge dynasty.
Well, I believe I'm sounding like some sort of broken spell or something. We're a chartered adventuring company, which means we serve our own and the adventuring guild's interests. And as far as I know, the adventuring guild does not have a stance on this war.
The Goliath then turns back to Frida and says, you may speak now, and tell the truth, as you must. Where is Waltranchich?
Probably in the Empire. I don't know his exact location right now.
Where was the last where you met him?
The tower, his tower in Servant, where he helped me for my condition, as I mentioned earlier.
The Goliath says, is your condition now I'm forgetting the word.
Contagious.
Spreadable. Contagious, yeah. Is your condition contagious?
I have no reason to think it's
I mean, we would have all dropped it by now if it was.
Yeah.
I have no reason to believe that it is spreadable. It is something inside of me that should not be inside of me. That is what I was told, and no medical professional or professional in any sense has said otherwise.
We all sleep in a tiny hut together every night. I'm pretty sure we would have all got this disease.
So the Goliath turns back to Anlos and asks, how did you end up arriving at this place? And Anlos seems really like nervous about this whole zone of truth thing, and and clearly isn't as like cool-headed as the rest of you with it, and just starts like muttering and thinking, well, I mean, well, there was this there was a fisherman who told us about some ancient ruins here in the region, and then we just saw this place and we thought it was good. And look, I'm not part of this adventuring company, so I'm not really good at these things. I'm just here with them. Please. And Anlos is like looking at you others and just like trying to have somebody like.
Well, I mean, we found this place as described before. We were wandering around the plains to the east, and we saw campfires and we saw a fort, and we were like, maybe we should go check that out, as us adventurers are wont to do, and that's why we came here.
All right. Finally, the Goliath says, they say, fine. your stories seem to check out.
Check out with what?
With the truth. Hold on, I need to find. I need to check one thing real quick.
Before the zone of truth ends.
Quick, Amlos, what's your
I'm
biggest
gonna
secret?
yeah.
No, the zone of truth is. The zone of truth is continuing on. The Goliath is asking you a question. I just need to check.
He's accidental.
The Goliath says, all right, well, finally then, you have this paper here that has all your names on it. So, tell me your names. And points at Mervyn.
My name is Mervyn Thorpe.
Uh-oh.
It was actually
Who's gonna get caught?
Then at Mort.
I am Mort M. Mortimer.
Then points at Fred.
Fredrickson. I go by Fred.
Points at Donnie.
It's your boy Donnie from Stoneholm.
Your boy.
He thinks that's your first name, your boy.
I don't know. Never was given a
Last name, yeah. Last name, boy.
Donnie from Stoneholm is my complete name.
Then points at Janice.
I am Janus Drialis, heir to the Drialis. Or, well, I don't know if I'm the heir anymore. Perhaps I'm the matriarch of the Drialis line, and I have this little ring.
You need to do the full, policey.
I'd say my whole name, but I couldn't pronounce it in this barbaric tongue.
Janice, the Goliath looks at Janice a little bit like disappointingly and just says again, I do not care about your family.
Well, if you must know, and this is the truth, I don't care that you don't care.
And then points at Anlos, and Anlos just kind of freezes.
Anlos isn't on the charter because she is not a member of our company. She is actually chartering us specifically. She is researching.
Ghostwriting a book about us.
Well, you see, she is an arcane researcher, and she wanted to tag along with a real adventuring team, and that's why she's with us.
The Goliath looks at Janice and asks, "So how do you know she isn't an Empire spy?"
You could ask her, buddy. Zone of Truth is still on.
I guess we don't know that for sure.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know. Like you're asking me. I know I'm not. I'm pretty sure they're not. I just met her.
I don't. I mean, I would consider my judgment pretty sound, and I would not consider her an Empire spy. I don't think it's likely.
You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. It has crossed our mind. Sorry, Anlos. But she had a few chances to. Let's just say recently she had a chance to go back to Redonia when something important happened and leave us, but she didn't. So I don't think she's a spy.
As you all just kind of start saying out like I'm not sure. Anlos looks very 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 like concerned and looks very nervous about this whole thing and it's just like oh no.
She's fine, and then I slap her on the back.
Fucking idiot.
It's okay.
I'm going to
The-
say I trust Anlos more than I trust you.
The Goliath. The Goliath says they have really like calmed down, and they say, fine, looks like you aren't Empire spies. Why were you sneaking around here then? The zone of truth ends. So
Damn it.
I was never sneaking around. Oh.
I wanted to ask Annalise if she actually had money to pay us. I don't care if she's an Empire spy. I want to know if she actually has money.
I mean, I wouldn't say we
Just
were
care
sneaking
about them.
around. We approached the entrance and announced our presence rather clearly.
The Goliath says, fine. Well, if you're not with the Empire, then you must be against them. How much do we need to pay you for you to help us out?
Ooh. What kind of job were you thinking? Because we'd rather not stay in Redonia any more than we have to.
And how many heads you looking to take? Because that also plays a factor.
Yeah.
Well, and I believe that we did talk about the guild charter quite a bit, and I think we would be unwilling to partake in an overtly violent act against the Empire.
The Goliath says, don't worry. You can do this as covertly as you want. The Empire camp to the west, we would want to get rid of their scouts to send a message to Redonia. And I would not want to leave our fortress any weaker than it has to be. So, how about we pay you some gold, as well as we'll give you the information you're seeking about these old ways, and you will go and take out those scouts.
How many scouts?
How do you feel about being spies for you instead of killing those scouts? Like, if we go past
to clarify, your goal is to send a message, or you want this encampment gone? I mean, there are very different approaches.
They say both. You go in there and you kill those scouts, and they will know.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like, how many scouts do they have there, and how, like, are we competing at their encampment where all the other soldiers are too, and you just want the messenger boys gone, or like are the messenger boys like hanging out someplace else away from everyone else?
They say there's a camp of about 6 soldiers, a short travel to the west from here.
Only 6 of them?
That sounds like a doable afternoon for me. I don't know about you guys.
There's only 6 of them, and there's like 30 of you guys. Why?
What are you doing?
Problem?
It's just the scouts. That's just the scouts, right?
Oh, there's just 6 scouts? Got it. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Sorry.
I mean, I, for one, would be definitely willing to partake in an exchanging of talents for exchanges of information and gold. I don't know about the rest of my compatriots, but Fred, you want to talk? You want to talk to that doctor guy they got here? Figure out some info about your little jam session you got going on.
Well, I'm unsure if this. First of all, I'm unsure about this task, if it's a good idea. But also, what guarantees that we have that you would even have the solution to our problem? I mean, the medical issue Feared is facing appears to be quite unique. And as far as we've been able to find in our travels, gold hasn't been a limiting factor into solving this issue.
The Goliath says we have several members here who remember the war here with the Empire, who were here from back in the day, and who have not lost their grudges against the Empire. They are willing to help you if I tell them to.
Goliath, sir. Actually, what is your name? Sorry, don't know why.
Calling him Goliath is just like, hey, human.
Yes, Goliath, Mr. Goliath. What is your name? Sorry.
They say,
Or how would you prefer to be addressed if you don't want me? If you don't want to give me your name.
Arik, as written in chat right now. Is
Okay.
their name.
A couple questions, rapid fire. How much gold is your beginning offer?
They say 1,000 gold pieces.
Okay. Would the information and the gold be given after we complete this job or before?
You will get the gold afterwards. You can go and talk to the soldiers beforehand if you need.
Okay. All right. May we have a moment alone to discuss?
No.
Now, would you be willing, with your magic friends over there, opposed to the gold? How about would there be any equipment swappings we might be able to do? I got my friend Mort over here has been looking for a shiny new sword or rapier for a while now. We only can find one.
That's what shield.
Or a shield. I mean, like, there's many little things we could enjoy as well that wouldn't necessarily be gold if you'd prefer.
The Goliath says, we have very limited resources here. We have no particular need. We have less of a need for gold than for equipment, so we would not be willing to trade you.
I see. He's just a fashionable man, and I'm trying to get the outfit for him. So we could do tradesies if you want, like equal opportunity in terms of battle, but not so much in terms of style, perhaps. I don't know.
Hey, Dupe, what is the racial makeup of this group? You mentioned a Goliath and a dwarf. Is it a very diverse group?
Yeah, humans, elves, and gnomes.
Okay.
All sorts of creatures of the D&D world.
Yeah, okay. I would like to covertly write a note. Because I can't. Fred can't do his telepathic thing covertly. They know when he's writing a spell, and they won't let us talk to each other. So I'm just gonna write a note.
How do you covertly write?
You said we couldn't. It's like the same as the zone of truth. Like, you said I couldn't converse with them. You did not say that I couldn't transcribe ideas to them.
Can't pass notes.
I guess
You just pull out a notebook and you're just like, I'm just writing notes.
Really need like a telepathic link or something.
I don't really think this is a negotiation, to be fair, guys. It sounds much more to me like we need this taken care of, and we're going to be nice to you about this and give you some money for your troubles.
I'm just gonna I guess move my backpack to my lap and then underneath it be very quietly writing something. Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
I would like.
I would like you to first of all do a sleight of hand.
Of course. Do I have anything to boost that?
Against a lot of eyes looking at you.
Yeah. Okay, I would like to use my flash of genius to add my +4 intelligence to this.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to. Oh God. And then add 4 to that. What is it?
25.
Okay, 25.
Mervin was an expert at cheating in class.
And yeah, so you pass the message to Fred?
Yeah, I think Fred.
You can just do a DM to HJ on the thing.
How do I do this?
So nobody else has to know what you're talking about.
Well, how do I whisper on
You do
Slash W?
Yeah, I was thinking whether it's forward or backwards. I never remember which is which.
It's
Slash
the
W.
//
Yeah,
And then
backslash W to start writing Fred.
the name. I think you need to write Frid. Yeah,
Yeah.
you write
When
the
you type the letter
character name.
F, you can select
Yeah.
Frid.
Yeah.
Okay. And then then I write. Okay.
What the heck? Why can I send messages as?
You're so-
Okay. First, I'm just gonna do a little test message. Okay, that worked. Okay. Now let's do that. Okay.
What's the meaning of this? Why have you sent me a message saying? Why have you written down the words test? I don't understand. What does this mean, Mervin?
Why has Fluffy said E?
I just saw that they can change who I am to Fluffy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Any character you have access to that you can like act as. I mean, I can also do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I wrote as Donnie.
It's your boy Donnie. Why wasn't I?
What if you put a donkey into the zone of truth, it fails the charisma save, and then you cast Speak with Animals, and you interrogate.
You ask if it's an Empire spy.
Yes. Anyways, some secret messages are being passed around, but I mean, in terms of you other player characters, I'll let you just kind of decide whether you saw it or not. That there was a message that got delivered to Frid. You can choose to have seen it if you wanted to. As far as Mervin can tell, nobody else noticed. But yeah, the Goliath just says, well, so how about it? Will you do this job for us?
Well, as
You're
I
not
believe,
leaving us much of a choice.
Yeah, as I
You're
believe-
paying us. We're a party that accepts missions. I suppose we'll do it.
Well, we would like to discuss this as a group, but as you are not letting us have that option, I guess. I mean, the only choice we have is to say we accept.
The Goliath says, you can discuss it right here. While as long as we listen in on what you're saying.
That's exactly what the point of contention is here.
Okay. I vote for accept. I think it's important we get this information.
Absolutely. I heard 6 more names for Jurgle. Ain't that right, Mort?
All right. The Goliath says, all right then. We have a deal. As said, you can go round. There's a dwarf around here that can probably help you out with your issue. And
Boris?
Then, yes. and then if whenever you want to, you can rest up here, prepare, and head out to deal with a little problem. As said, we will pay you your 1,000 gold when you come back, with proof of the scouts having been killed.
Gonna have to be a bit more specific. We don't want to decapitate any heads and carry it around with us. So
Is this a
You're gonna
bag
have to-
full of left ears kind of deal, or?
What if they already don't have ears? I mean, there are disfigured people who serve and were unable to collect all of their ears.
The Goliath says, as long as you bring in proof of of the scouts being dead, you will get your money.
Cool beans.
Okay.
All right. The Goliath leaves, as well as the Zone of Truth person and the leader of the soldiers that came up to you at the beginning. They all just kind of head up to the fortress up top.
Okay.
And you're free to roam about.
We group huddle.
Oh, I was gonna go check that out over there.
So guys, I think one of the priorities should be, since he offered to let us stay here, and they still have my grappling hook.
Straight in with that
First
one.
priority.
Hey, it's important to me.
We can buy another one.
Yeah, it's not like we have like a really smart inventor over here and a little bit of rope, perhaps, in our travels.
I mean, making a grappling hook would require some more materials than you might have
Sure.
lying about. But anyways, yeah. So you are free to roam about the camp, but that's gonna have to happen next time, as we are out of time. So,
Airlock is totally a spy.
Okie dokie.
Oh well.
She was very evasive.
Or
Man.
just
Or
a
scared.
scared person who isn't a combat fighter.
Yeah, but the answers she gave were very evasive. Not being nervous. That was.
Donnie, could you size her up and tell us her charisma score? Because
I actually don't think I. No, not a charisma.
I
Strength.
think she willingly failed the saving throw because she didn't want to be suspicious in front of them, but she was very evasive with their questions.
Yeah, I mean, again, the person casting a Zone of Truth would have known if any of you were evading it. But yeah, we'll be back next time with this deserter camp, and who knows, maybe you're killing some people.
good aligned characters, people. Just saying.
Are they though? Anyways,
What do you mean? How are they good at lying? You don't know that. You never met these guys.
I'm going to actually leave you off with I'm going to leave you off with this this map. I mean, I don't know what your plans are on what you want to do, but I will leave you with this map of the camp because you will get like a description of where it is and all that information about it. So you can make your decisions. You can kind of think about it between sessions here, how you want to approach the situation, if you want to go in there and attack or whatever you want to do. So yeah, the map is as such. I mean, wherever you're coming in doesn't really matter. I guess I can throw you off the layer as well. So there's trees. It's trees. A quick rundown of this. There's a river in the middle. There's trees. Everything is difficult terrain except for. Let me actually put on there's a night and a day version of this because I don't know when you're gonna go in there. But yeah, everything is difficult terrain except for like this area that comes out of the river, like this clearing.
The road.
It's not a road, but yes, that area and also the camp clearing. Everything else is difficult terrain. All the bushes that you see around the trees are areas where you can get obscured if you go there. The trees are all trees. They are actual trees, not just stumps. so you can use those. And then crossing the river, it is not like super deep, but you can jump over these rocks that are there, doing an acrobatics check to jump over, to make it without having to fall into the river. And yeah, that's like the general gist of it, just so you know. So you can look at that if you want.
That's the
And
enemy camp, not the disaster camp.
yeah, the spy, the
Scouts.
the scouts,
Okay.
the Empire
the
Scouts.
scouts
Yeah,
are the spies. I don't
yeah. But yeah, just I'll leave that in there so you can look at it. In the meantime, whatever you do with them. I mean, I don't know what your actual plan is. So
we should go into zones of truth more often. It's fun. I really like not telling lies. I think it's great.
I mean, you just need to add zone of truth to your repertoire and
I had it,
cast
but
it all
it
around.
just never was useful.
The only time we used Zone of Truth was against that orc. When
Zone of Truth isn't like that useful outside of very limited scenarios because it doesn't compel the truth.
Yeah. That's why I dropped it.
Kate, you're muted.
Kate,
you're muted.
You're muted.
Of course I am. It does help if you're not sure if they're hiding something, like we are with Anlos, because depending on how she answers the question, that would tell us something. But if we know that she's hiding something and she's just refuses to tell us, then yeah, obviously.
For example, we just learned that she is not cool under pressure at all. I mean, Janice had a lot of risk in that conversation, because if he would have asked, like, did you break into the camp and throw this grappling hook, she would have been like, yeah, totally.
Also, I noticed that you avoided mentioning the mission to Farn Lawson, and I would like to commend you.
Yeah.
We weren't assigned any missions in Sarvent.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Perhaps you will be able to cast a global zone of truth, a permanent global zone of truth, which would be terrible.
That's horrible.
Part Fae and becomes incapable of telling lies.
Yeah. But anyways, that's it. Thanks everyone for joining in today, and we'll be here again next time, same time, and we'll see what you've come up with. I'm actually curious to find out what your actual plans here are, because I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, that's not right. Hello. This apparently is working correctly. But thanks everyone for joining in, and I will see you all on Tuesday. I'm posting the schedule on Discord. Hello, Luke Lee. I'll post the schedule on Discord and everywhere else. Basically, what we'll be doing, I'm really wondering about this yellow thing here. I know where it's coming from. It's coming from the YouTuber thing, but it's weird. Anyways, yeah, so on Tuesday we'll be starting a playthrough of Final Fantasy 9. Again, we'll be going into the alternate fantasy mod for the first time. I've never played it before, so we'll play that because everybody's playing Final Fantasy 9 right now, so I want to do it as well. Yeah. And then Witcher and Chocobo GP and some more DMs. That's it. Bye.